This is breaking news. What we have is the Tata Group hitting back at the Mistry letter. This is straight from straight from the oven, as it were. Breaking news. The communication says that they regret the communication that was marked confidential to Tata Sons board members has been made public in such an unseemly manner. And they go on to say that the correspondence makes a lot of unsubstantiated claims, but many of those decisions were made when the past chairman, that is Mr. Mistry, was first executive member of the board and from 2006, and then he was deputy chairman for 1 year since November 2011. So most of the decisions were taken with taken when he was fully aware of the decisions being taken, and it is unfortunate that he was raising objections after decisions that he was party to were taken. They go on to say that they will reveal their arguments at the appropriate time. The Tata Sons communication has not hit back by revealing anything specific about Mr. Mistry, except questioning the intent and questioning the manner in which he has raised objections to decisions taken when he was in some way associated with the board. Just to quote what they are saying, it will be beneath the dignity of Tata Sons to engage in a public spat with regard to the several unfounded allegations appearing in his leaked confidential statement. There they stop. There is no further allegations being made on Mr. Mistry, except to say that he was party to several allegations, as well that the trustees had lost confidence, that many of his decisions they were not supporting, but Mr. Mistry had not taken on board their opposition, and that is why in their collective wisdom they took the decision to replace the chairman in the manner undertaken. Specifically, directors of Tata Sons board had repeatedly raised queries and concerns on certain business issues, and trustees of the Tata Trust were increasingly getting concerned with the growth of trust deficit with Mr. Mistry, but those concerns were not addressed, hence the decision to remove him. Shereen is joining me, and as is Arun Giri, a senior journalist and one who is privy to many of these...
and breaking the big breaking story at this point Shereen. In time. Arun, I just want you to read out to us where the statement talks about how the Tata Sons board gave its chairman complete autonomy to manage opportunities and challenges. So in that sense, rebutting Cyrus Mistry's claim that his hands were tied and he was virtually a lame duck chairman. Absolutely. So responding very categorically to that allegation.
And going further, it says that efforts are now being made to level allegations against individual and company boards for ignoring corporate governance norms that were supposedly upheld by the former chairman while in office. The Tata Sons board gives its chairman complete autonomy to manage opportunities and challenges. However, the tenure of the former chairman was marked by repeated departures from the culture and ethos of the group.
Exactly.
I think this needs to be underlined.
I have underlined that as well, Latha and Arun. And, you know, this seems to be, whether it's Abhishek Manu Singhvi or it's others who are close to the Tata Group, this has been an insinuation which is now in writing. This continued departure from the culture and ethos of the group, the tenure of the former chairman was marked by repeated departures from the culture and ethos of the group. No further substantiation of what they mean by that, but this keeps coming up if you, you know, from the Tata camp.
Well, I want to say that he has spoken about, or this letter speaks about giving the chairman full autonomy in two places. Even in the second paragraph, in the previous paragraph, the letter says, as executive chairman, he was fully empowered to lead the group and its companies, and therefore he shouldn't be raising allegations about decisions.
And as far as the reasons are concerned, I think over the last 48 hours, repeatedly everyone has been asking the Tata Group for reasons. Hope we'll have it soon. But they are saying that they would not want to engage in a public spat, and very important, something that we've been reporting all along, that there is a multitude of records to show that the allegations made by Mr. Mistry are unwarranted, and these records will be duly disclosed before appropriate forums, if and when necessary, sufficiently justifying the decision made by responsible board of directors of Tata Sons and its group companies. Essentially, Shereen, you know, conveying the message that we have the documents, we have enough material to justify the decision to replace remove Mr. Mistry as chairman of Tata Sons.
If this matter were to eventually head to court or the NCLT.
Yeah, exactly, we will.
No, I think they're saying two things over there, that we have sufficient records to support decisions that we took.
Absolutely.
And we will justify those decisions in appropriate forums. But to come back to the point that both of you raised, that the tenure of the former chairman was marked by repeated departures from the culture and the ethos of the group. Just to play Mr. Mistry's advocate again, that's a very loose allegation.
No, it is.
Just about anything can come.
Absolutely.
I think, let me try to, whatever we put out in the last 48 hours, let us try to make what really the Tatas want to convey here. Somewhere, the breakdown in communication and what we said yesterday, for the first time or after a long time, the directors of Tata Sons, the key executive directors of the Tata operating companies and the trustees were different. Till now, Mr. Tata, Mr. Naushir Sunawala and Mr. Krishna Kumar were the binding forces. When they tried to put together the governing structure, Tata sources say and vehemently assert themselves that they expected as the largest shareholder in Tata Sons, the Tata Trust expected that Mr. Mistry will come back on important decisions, and they say on occasion after occasion after occasion they were not informed. And I am told that in one instance, particularly this April, that there was a time lag of 30 days between the signing of a term sheet and when the Tata Sons board was informed, and Mr. Ratan Tata did not take that well at all, and this became, I'm not saying it was a boiling point, but then this escalated the tensions that were already existing.
But I also want to, highlight another important comment that comes in from the Tatas. The board of the directors of Tata Sons is composed of several eminent personalities from all walks of life. This is not a group of people who one would expect to act without exercising proper judgment in the best interests of the entities they sit on the boards of. It is unfortunate that Mr. Mistry has overwhelmingly lost the confidence of the members of the board of directors for a combination of several factors. The directors of Tata Sons board had repeatedly raised queries and concerns on certain business issues, and trustees of the Tata Trust were increasingly getting concerned with a growing trust deficit with Mr. Mistry, but these were not being addressed. Now, this very clearly tells you or seems to suggest that matters had been raised at the board level previously as well.
I think we are going to learn more about it either during the day or in the coming days, Shereen, that the board did confront Mr. Mistry. Many of the things that are confronted on the board are not necessarily reflected in the minutes.
Prior to the crucial board meeting, right? That's what this seems to suggest.
Might be at this board meeting, what we now learn, Shereen, was it was a 30-minute affair.
No,
it was quite tense, and nothing much could be discussed.
But that's exactly my point, because I go back to
but before that, probably they were. That's a big hint here. The directors
had repeatedly, yes,
had repeatedly raised queries and concerns on certain business issues, and trustees of the Tata Trust were increasingly getting concerned with the growing trust deficit with Mr. Mistry, but these were not being addressed. And
but
hence
isn't it clear that this is a minority shareholder, majority shareholder fight? The Tata Trusts are the majority shareholders.
The limited point that I'm trying to make is that clearly matters pertaining to Mr. Mistry's performance or decisions were raised at the board level, if you go by the statement that one seems to have picked up.
I think it's very, I won't want to hair split. They were raised. We need to see whether they were recorded. Whether they were recorded or not, we don't know, but they were definitely raised.
Well, there is one point over here, Arun. There were at least 3 members who were very, very new to the board.
Yes, absolutely.
Was there so many board meetings between their induction and the final seminal board meeting?
Fair point.
Two. One we now learn.
And 2 of the other long-standing board members abstained. So how many have objected then? 2 of them are new. 2 new to have raised the objections earlier. 2 of them have abstained. One assumed, therefore, they are not quite satisfied with the reasons for removing him. So the number of people who were actually objecting, therefore, should be -4. Total board -4.